Hi, my name is Christian Rogers, and this is my cgt141 lab practical examination. I realize that I'm turning this in a little bit late, but I wasn't looking at the Blackboard due date. I was looking at the one that's in the rubric that says it's due on the 9th. And I just kind of got home recently, and I was expecting to be able to do the video earlier, but I ran into a lot of traffic on the way back, so I wasn't able to do it until just now. I'm turning in as fast as possible, so please keep that in mind. It would be great. Um, well, basically, what we have here is the CSS and the HTML for the website. Here is my version of the website. It's pretty similar overall. It's missing a little bit of detail, but I think the comparison it compares pretty well to Carlos's. Um, for some reason, I could not get the links to work right, so I was kind of stuck with that. I guess I'll explain you a little bit of the methods to my madness here. Um, the text boxes and the form, um, both are both work when you submit them. The link bottoms and tops to the top. And I didn't really fill in the information here because on the bottom right it says put almost anything and slide it below. So I assume that these are kind of just like it was trying to see if you could make the three columns, which I just did succeed at. The video link actually does play, and that's HTML was. This is the JavaScript the form here. Validate the email. I leave the email because I have lots of experience with forms, as you'll see in the project. Standard div is to help set the length of the entire website. The heading div is where it gives me the formatting for the links as well as the CGT and the logo as seen here. Next would be the wrap ID. This part was kind of tricky, just trying to get the two divs side by side because I had a lot of trouble with them. But after I got it down, it was kind of easy to do the third one. That's the three divs at the bottom for the footer. And the footer was relatively simple after I did that. And right here is just the HTML for the document. CSS was a little bit complicated for me. I've always had trouble with CSS, but I was able to get through this project. Basically, the HTML tag is the bracket for the overall document. It helps set up the width of the document as well as the background images. The the image background size is set to cover the entire web page. It is set to fixed so that the ratio stays the same when you zoom out, as seen here. The image is also set not to repeat because repeating the image would make it look kind of awkward in this situation where it's one smooth picture. And it's also set center so that it doesn't seem lopsided off to one side. The banner div helps set the width for the footer, the header, and then the heading, as well as the wrap divs. It helps keeps everything well proportioned, and it was there to make sure that no gaps were created when I floated to the left or to the right to get the divs to match up next to each other. Basically, the H1A stands for headings and of links. The links right here that I used are all fall under that category. It was to size them so they would be 20 pixels wide, and they would also I'm sorry, and they will also float to the right. The label basically was to make the text only when I type, but I couldn't get that part to work either. The wrap div is just essentially just serves the purpose of um making it so that I can match the two divs up together for the context form in the video. Um, I learned that in order to do that, you must have two divs nested inside of another div so that you can match them together. Again, that's exactly how the footer works as well. I used different form elements to make the footer, such as an email, the names, and the message. For the text area, I created it so that it would be 10 rows and 30 columns. And I made it so that the default message will be right message here, but you would be able to change it to anything you please. And this is just the link for the embedded video here. And here is the nested div for the bottom footer. In order to get that to work properly, I had to create the footer and then nest the other three, the first, second, and third class divs under it. For the CSS for each of these, I basically use the same CSS with really minor to no adjustments. On the first and third are basically the same. They have the same width, background, color, height, float, and texture, as well as color for text of font. The second div is the only one with anything different, as it has two borders, one on the left and one on the right, so that you can easily tell the divs apart. I didn't bother to put much information in them, as I stated earlier, because I saw that the main part of this exercise was just to see if you could create the three divs at the bottom, and I was successful at doing that. And as I stated here, it says that you can put almost anything below, so I just filled it with space to ensure that you saw that I had actually typed something there. And that's really it for my lab practical. Thank you for watching, and I hope that I get a good grade. Enjoy your summer, and I will most likely see you when I get back.